This is Six of the Universe. It's been a hot minute since I've done, one of these direct videos. Most of the videos I've been doing up until this point have been more centered around the draft. We've pretty much scouted. I think 14 or 15 prospects. Some of whom the names might be called in the second round, some of whom may not, some of whom in the first round. I'm going to get videos out on Kendall Brown and Jaden Hardy. I've actually watched both of those guys, beforehand. I think more Hardy than Brown. So I'll just get my quick thoughts on Hardy out of the way, and then I'll give you guys the tape later. It doesn't surprise me at all that the Sixers are interested in Jaden Hardy because they were interested in Terquan Smith. And a lot of the same issues apply. You did not have a good season. You didn't shoot the ball well, tunnel vision at times, made some negative plays. For me personally, I know it's strange and I've explained this before, but some people be like, you love Tyrese Maxey coming out of Kentucky. Why are you not high on Jaden Hardy? Well, you compare 45% in college, Tyrese Maxey from the field, to 38% in the G League and Jaden Hardy, and you can kind of see. You just saw more productive plays out of Tyrese Maxey throughout the duration of college, whereas for Hardy, apparently it's the second half of the year where some shots started to fall in and it looks a little better, but generally I don't like this player profile of now he looks 6'4" and he looks like he has a nice wingspan, so he does have some guard versatility, but are you Dion Waiters, J.R. Smith, or can you become a better, more efficient scorer? Because that's where your bread and butter is. You're not going to be this monster defender. You're not going to be this monster rebounder. He could make some plays on the ball, some passing plays, but it's not your feel for it. It's not like it's advanced. We went into Jalen Williams, remember? Or we went into Wendell, right, from Duke. And those two guys are plus playmakers. Jaden Hardy gets 3+ assists because you have the ball in your hands and you're playing for G League Ignite. It's not really conductive. I can't honestly say. Like, you make some solid plays every now and then, but I'm not going to look at Hardy as a point guard. So that's the issue. Are you a 1? Are you a 2? I don't know. I will say this. His shot does look like it has some fluidity. There's some potential to get a consistent jumper in time. Not everyone's going to pull a Maxi. I'm saying this is going to be a long-term thing for Hardy. So, here's a good way of saying it. There's Turk, there's Springer, and there's Hardy, and Hardy is in the middle of those two. I think Hardy is a better finisher than Turk was out of NC State. I think he has more length than Turk did. I think he can guard positions. But would Jalen Hardy be my first pick? We need a bench guard, so any bench guard theoretically should do. But so here's another way of putting it: are you that much better than Shake Milton? And if the answer to that is no, then like Jaden Hardy would be interesting if I had either a second first round pick or if I already brought in a small forward from other needs. But I can't put Jaden Hardy above even Kendall Brown on the Sixer War Room. I can't. I just don't have the interest in Jaden Hardy. Or actually, here's a better way of phrasing it. Would I be roaring mad if Jaden Hardy would pick? No. But I would be peeved, especially depending on what's on the board at 23, because it's like, so for example, Marshawn Beerchamp is on the board. I like Beerchamp much better, Dale. He's longer, he's more athletic, he doesn't need the ball as much. Elite transition scorer on a team of James Harden, one of the best transition passers in the NBA. Marshawn Beerchamp would come in right away and fill a lot of needs for Philadelphia 76ers. Whether it's starting or coming off the bench doesn't matter. He would give you some wing minutes that you presently do not have. The other guy is Kendall Brown. Now, Kendall Brown, a lot of Baylor guys got overhyped as fuck. So Chan, like, you just look at his numbers, and then you hear people comparing him to Ben Simmons and Draymond Green. You're like, what? And then you go and you look, and it's under it's just a game. If So Chan is Ben Simmons and Draymond Green, to elaborate before, what are we going to call Hardy? And I don't view Jaden Hardy as a good floor general yet. And obviously, you're 19. I don't know what to make of Hardy, but he's young, he's explosive, and he's long. So I wouldn't be pissed off about it. I would just be like, let's see what else you do. Because could Hardy impress in training camp and beat out Shake Milton? Sure. I think Hardy is a better prospect than Jaden Springer, but that's not saying much. It's really not. Whereas with Biochamp, I made this long video on Biochamp, and the reason I made it is because when I looked at Biochamp at the time, it's like, there are other wings on the board, and there are, but if that's the guy you like, I have no problems. See, that's the thing. You can have other players on a similar tier that you personally, in this case me personally, I feel more comfortable with. You know, when it comes to Wendell Carter from Duke, when it comes to what he's able to bring, he's a shooter, he's a passer, he's long, and he has national championship pedigree and experience. A lot of those boxes checked for a 16 that wanted to change the culture, right? So there's a lot to really like there, as opposed to maybe be a champ who might be a bit raw. But at the same time, again, be a champ. The Matisse 5 comparison that came out of nowhere was stupid. Matisse 5 is never going to fill the lanes like be a champ is. He's never going to have the vertical and the physical body presence should be a champ has over 8 rebounds a game. So it's like, no, that comparison never made any sense to me watching the tape. But I would like to be a champ. Excuse me for a second, sorry. But I do like be a champ. I like be a champ more than Hardy. I like Wendell more than both. You know, I feel like, and especially since Jalen Williams skyrocketed up the board, now that that happened, I'm with Ron 2.0 all the way here, 6 to 12 with Ron. It's got to be Wendell. He's the best player available. He's the player that makes you better on all ends of the floor. Give me Wendell. Give me a be a champ. Give me an EJ Liddell. EJ Liddell, another name. I'm going to get that video out, promise. But it just goes to the point. Jaden Hardy, he's not that dude. He's okay, but you can do better. You can do better than Jaden Hardy. You know? Now, maybe I'm right and they're wrong and they're right and I'm wrong. Beauty of the draft, right? But Jaden Hardy's not my guy, personally speaking. So, there's something else that I want to talk about, and that is the state of the franchise. You know, because it's been a while and I haven't really talked about it. The last time I talked about the state of the franchise, I was pissed off that Daryl Morey and Doc Rivers were basically lying to our face at the end of the press conference 3 weeks ago. They were lying, grossly so. They were lying about things they did not have to even lie about. And there's just a lack of transparency from this administration about the problems that we could plainly see on the floor. And there's some of that smokescreen stuff that's happening still, but that's not really my concern. When I talk about the state of the franchise, you know, lately, you know me, I'm listening to RB, I listen to DJ and Romp and Graham Melly, you know, our little community that we formed here. And one of the things that we've talked about, and Tom Odone of A2 Radio, is the state of the Sixers franchise. And there's two pivotal arguments that I want to talk about. one of the arguments basically is centered around the argument basically that, the quote in Ardon or verbatim, nothing else matters until Joel Embiid is healthy. And it's a take that's half true, but at the same time, it's very, very disingenuous. So, what do I mean by it being disingenuous? Well, essentially this. The Sixers and the Denver Nuggets are not far apart in who they are. Like the Denver Nuggets, our supporting cast is absolutely terrible. Like the Denver Nuggets, we have an MVP caliber big man. Where it differentiates is that the Denver supporting cast is better than the Philadelphia cast. I repeat, it's better. We're looking to trade for Monte Morris. We're looking to trade for Will Barton. Why? Because those players are better. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Denver fans want Matisse Bible for some strange, unknown, and unexplained reason. By all means, have him, Shake Milton, and God knows what else garbage you want. I don't care. But those players are better. They can actually shoot the basketball. They may not be all-world defenders. I don't give Matisse an all-world defender, but whatever. But they're not Bible in terms of the stocks, right? I don't care. Stay in front of your man, get the stock. Whether it comes in a stock or not is about it. And by the way, stock is the new verbiage I learned, which basically combines steals and blocks. It's stupid, but I just want to be in the in crowd here a little. So yeah, Matisse gets more steals than blocks, but Barton and Monte Morris are better basketball players. They are objectively better basketball players. You can even go look at the win share, Denver fans. I know Graham Lilly would be like, Laquan, quiet. He's going to be telling them Matisse is a scrub. Well, it's public information. They just need to look. So I'm just being real. Denver has a better supporting cast. They do. And for me, why do I bring this up? Even if Embiid plays all 82 games next year, this is my direct response to Tom. Even if Embiid plays all 82 games next year, even if he plays, let's say for some reason, 16 games in the playoffs, you get through all 4 series or whatever. That isn't going to be the X factor here. Embiid can have a Jokic-like season, and we don't have, as of right now, speaking before any moves are made, we don't have a Monte Morris who can run the point guard position off of the bench. We don't have a Will Barton to start at the wing. We don't have anybody. Seriously, when Ryan Brodo and myself, when we talk about small forward, go look at those numbers. Korkmaz can't shoot or score. Matisse can't score. Danny Green, I've said it for years on his channel. All he does is stand there. You're getting zero out of that position. Zero. There's not a damn thing you're getting out of a single Philadelphia wingman on this roster. That is the explicit, naked, honest truth of the situation. You're not getting anything from that position on the floor. And that makes double and tripling Embiid easier. People get this misconception, oh, you could stand in the corner and shoot, then they're not going to double off you. Teams that decide to do that because you're shooting 38% on what, 7, 8 shots a game. So you basically put 9 points on the board, 6 points on the board. Maybe we're super lucky on the super rare games, and you're able to get 12 points on the board. What be damn do? You need to be a perimeter threat on the offensive end, and you're not a perimeter threat by playing basketball hopscotch or bingo. You need to have the ability to dribble the ball in order to win a championship, and we just don't have that right now. Danny Green isn't playing on Golden State or Boston or Toronto. Same thing with Matisse Bible. That should say it all. We want to beat these teams. We want to beat these teams. Would they pay over Chris Middleton in Milwaukee? No. Dante DiVincenzo? No. So do you see the grim reality that we're talking about here? They wouldn't start on any other team. They should not be starting on ours. And until that changes, my argument at the time would be, it doesn't matter. He could be Jokic, he could be fully healthy, but you just don't have the horses to win a playoff series. Like, we got punked by Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, and Kevin Huerter. Enough. Go get yourself a wing upgrade. You'll need it, even if Embiid is fully healthy for all 82. Like, until that changes, You ain't winning shit. So that, for me, is the number one concern. And the other argument is that, and I was going to make a whole video on this, but I guess it's a split video or whatever, but Embiid has gotten so much blame, and shout out to Allen Iverson, the OG, because he predicted us that if we lost the series, there would be the Marcus Hayes of the world, there would be these clowns of the world who want to blame it on Embiid, the injuries, etc., etc., etc. I can't do that when you can't even score over 100 points in a playoff game. I'm sorry. I especially can't do that in the context of you were down 2-0 to Miami. You're probably getting swept without Joel Embiid. I can't do that. I have to look at everybody else. Because here's the thing. Let's say I were to take this absurdity to its natural conclusion. Who are you trading Embiid for, and who are you getting back will put you in a better position? I don't know. I don't know. Moy doesn't know. Nobody knows. He's a top 3, top 5 player in the league. It makes no sense at this moment in time to trade Joel Embiid when you were seriously giving him Matisse Thybulle or Danny Green, etc., etc. PJ Tucker toughness is nice, but until you get guys who can hit from the floor consistently, that toughness ain't gonna mean shit. You lost because again, Jimmy Butler, Max Strus, and Gabe Vincent, that offensive talent, and I struggle to say talent in the case of Vincent and Strus. But think about that. If he could get some random 6'6" guy, from whatever Division II college or whatever, they can bring him along. Time for the Sixers to do that. You should not be telling yourself, we only have the MLE, etc. You need to bring in bodies to compete. Danny Green is injured, but even if he weren't injured, to me, off the job, I can't do it anymore. I can't do the you standing in the corner. We know Matisse off the job. So you never know where you can unearth someone, Maury. So bring in people to compete. That's the minimum. I want to bring people in to compete because I don't like this rotation. I don't like this team. I like Joel Embiid, I like James Harden, I like Tyrese Maxey, and that's about it. Everyone else has to compete for what they earn. Same thing with Paul Reed, same thing with Charles Bailey. I need to see you compete. I need to see you get on the floor because I don't know what we have. And what I do know we have, Court Miles, Milton, etc., I don't believe in them, boy. I don't believe in them coming into camp. Just get rid of them. Enough. Get rid of them. Second round pick, whatever. I don't care. Get them off your roster. They just don't do it anymore. And it's unfair to blame Joel for this one simple reason. Let's say we blame Joel. Let's say that we take this approach. When we do trade Joel's going to win the championship on that new team. I promise you. If Joel did end up forcing his way to Miami, are you really going to bet that Joel and Jimmy Butler couldn't get it done? Are you really going to bet on that? I'm just saying. I know I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't bet against Joel and Jimmy or Joel and insert another elite star here. So believe me, he doesn't have to stick through this miserable franchise. And that's the third point. The state of the team, this is a lot like Kevin Garnett with the Minnesota Timberwolves. When Kevin Garnett was with the Timberwolves, he was loyal as fuck. They went to a Western Conference Finals with the Charles Speedwell. And then after that deteriorated, Kevin Garnett was 28, 29, around where Embiid is right now. And he's like, fuck this. My legacy is at risk. You are an inept organization that continues to surround me with very little tools like Latrell, Stephon Marbury. Are you kidding me? So he goes to Boston, the rest is history. We are 2 or 3 years away from Joel making a similar career decision where his legacy is on the line, and we're still stuck here thinking Danny Green and Matisse and the likes are actually usable. They're not. It's not training camp. It's over. You have 4 years of college, 3 years of the NBA. If you improve magically somewhere, good for you. But our patience with Matisse Thybulle is over. And here's a fifth thing. We need to learn what we need to be patient for and what we need to be not patient for. Patience for Matisse Thybulle is a fool goes errand. Patience for Tyrese Maxey is essential. Have patience for people and things who have proven it. patience with Ben Simmons when he doesn't want to improve, you have to move on. Because as much as, oh my God, what if he puts it together? You need to find evidence that he's actually trying or able to put it together. Common sense. And it's that kind of common sense that the Sixers need to do in order to take the next step. You can't control whether Embiid gets a pinky or a thumb, but you can damn straight control whether you are a competent and able organization, and you're not right now. Which is why I'm a full-on Eagles fan this year. The Eagles could possibly win 13 games if everything goes straight, which is the rough equivalent of being a 55-win team in the NBA. The Eagles are a potential Super Bowl contender. I'll go with that over the pathetic and dreary and miserable Sixer franchise. Sixer Universe. Peace.